The strangest thing about these three cards, we have the two red queens, the ace of spade. It's from a red deck. That's just so we can follow what's going on here. We'll just put the ace underneath, just like that. Nothing special. In fact, I'll even just drag it down just a little bit so you can clearly see that it is on the bottom. Now, as I slowly come upwards, you can see the moment where it passes through the middle. It's kind of hard to follow, so we'll just stick it in the middle, just like that. Now check this out. You can see that it is clearly in the middle, and yet just like that, it's underneath. It's a pretty cool little illusion. This is something cool I figured out. You can actually see the moment that it starts to melt through the bottom card. I just rub it. You can start to see it pass through the bottom card and come up from underneath, straight in the middle. What is up, folks? Jorge and Nito here. Glad that you can make it over, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little close-up illusion at the beginning. That was a little piece from Larry Jennings, actually called Close-Up Illusion. It's a really fun little effect. But hey, we got something really interesting today. A while back, I released a video called my top 10 favorite borderless decks, and some people brought some things to my attention. They contributed some decks that they thought was worth mentioning, and so today we're just going to look at a few more honorable mentions. They're really more than honorable mentions. They should be included in the top 10 list. Really, maybe it should have been like a top 15, top 20. I only have a few here to show, I think 5 or 6. And I'm actually going to break the rules when it comes to borderless decks. But before we get into this, guys, run over to Craig Rockanova. This is him right here. Run over to his channel. Give him a subscription. Check out his video. He has a recent video on a massive deck collection. Guys, if you're into vintage decks, blue seals, this guy has one of the most insane blue seal collections I've ever seen. Tom Malika, wow. Dan and Dave stuff, a lot of art of play. You guys will really enjoy it. So run over to Craig Rockanova, give him a subscription, let him know I sent you, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, our first honorable mention for borderless decks is the Snake Oil playing cards by Alex Pandrea and the folks over there at the Blue Crown. Wow, this is just a great pack of cards. You can see that it has that sort of snakeskin feel to it. Hopefully the light's not creating too much of a glare. But man, these cards feel phenomenal. And let's just say, I think they're traditional cut. Okay, well, they may be modern. But that's okay. These cards handle absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to David Murphy for bringing these to my attention. I'd forgot about these. Now here's the thing. The faces, I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't care for the Joker. I'm okay with the Arco design. But this whole bubbled font, it has like a modern bubbled font feel to it. I'm just not the biggest fan. You get a double backer with it. I don't care for the Jokers. I don't care for the Ace of Spades. I just don't care for the faces of these cards very much. But I'll tell you what, just the feel of these cards, the way they handle, there's only a few decks that I have that actually handle this well. And the mint playing cards would be one that have a similar feeling. But yeah, I mean, they just handle absolutely phenomenal. So first honorable mention is the Snake Oil playing cards. Alright, the next honorable mention is the Knockouts. And this is the first borderless rule that I'm about to break, because they're not technically borderless. But I'll explain why I included them here in a minute. But these are not to be mistaken with the original Knocks, because the original Knock as you all know, it has a sea of color, but it has this white border, okay? We're not talking about the regular knocks. These are specifically the knockout, right? And so we have the white knockouts and then the Erdnase green. So we'll just bust these out for just a second. But you could see how even though they do have, these ones have a gold border, that sea of color goes beyond the border to the edge of the card. And you could see how it lends itself to that, you know, borderless feel. They're great for tabled use. Out of the two, they have a few of these. They have a red one as well. But my favorite by far is these white knockouts. I mean, this is just an extraordinary card. I mean, check that out. It's just all white with a simple border. I mean, these are so... they're just so fun. They're so simple. They're so... what do you call that? It's just a great pack of cards. They've taken minimalist approach to an extreme, I think, on this one. But still, like I said, maintaining the border. These ones are marked for suit. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is a heart. Yeah. So they're marked for suit. So another honorable mention is the knockouts. Third honorable mention is the B Club Special by Art of Play. Folks over there at Art of Play. And yeah, it's kind of still breaking the rules here because these do kind of have a... I mean, they do have a white border around, but just the little designs, these are actually hands from the book Expert at the Card Table. Just little depictions of different sleights. So it's just little hands doing card sleights, but from afar, it kind of... you really can't tell what it is. But man, these cards are great. And of course, Dan and Dave, guys over at Art of Play, you know, they know their cards. And so, B, obviously a classic in Borderless decks, but just in decks in general. And so, yeah, just a beautiful, beautiful pack of cards. I got these for relatively reasonably priced. I think they were under $10. I want to say $6 or $7. Just a beautiful pack of cards. They have kind of a thin font there on the indices. The Joker is one of my favorites. Erdnase sat at the card table. It has a little reveal. 2 cards. He must have a hand of blackjack there. You have the B, Ace of Spades with the hive and the bees swarming around it. Just a great pack of cards. And I'm not sure what this court design is. I don't think that's Arco. I think these are custom. I'm just not sure who they are. Some of them are standard. But yeah, so we have the Smithback Club Special Bees by Art of Play. Alright, for the 4th honorable mention, we have the Knights Playing Cards by Chris Ramsey and Daniel Madison. This is kind of strange, and I'll tell you why. There's also a green one, I believe, but the red ones, I believe, is the original release, so this is a USPCC stock, and then the blue is Cardamundi. So at some point, Illusionist did switch over to Cardamundi as their main, you know, card producer. I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not sure what the green ones are. So the red ones, USPCC, is going to be a little bit snappier, going to be really thin, durable, and they just lend themselves to that borderless vibe. These do have a border, but just with the little designs, the depictions of the chess pieces, you could see how it just lends itself to that borderless feel, and they're just so nice, just really nice. And the blue ones, you know, I've never been that crazy for Cardamundi stock. This is the old school Fat Boy one, right? B9 true linen finish. But they are fun to play with, and they've really grown on me over time. I always say, if the Army and the Navy ever look on heaven's scenes, they'll find the angels playing cards with USPCC. But that's just my preference. I do enjoy Cardamundi. I don't have anything really bad to say about them. So, there's my 4th honorable mention, the Knights Playing Cards. Alright, my 5th honorable mention is, we only have 2 left, And this one is just the regular old school bees. And, you know, maybe I should have included this on the original list. These have just stood the test of time. I've had this pack for so long, and yet I have several bees, red and blue, and they're just so gorgeous, man. You could do so much with this. You know, your second deals is going to be well hidden. Bottom deals, which I can't do very well. They look great. They feel great. They're widely known, and so my fifth honorable mention, the bees. Alright, my sixth and final honorable mention is the plaid playing cards by Art of Play, Dan and Dave Buck. You can see just the little tack seal right there with the Dan and Dave logo. Just a beautiful deck of cards. Little fun fact, this is the favorite deck of Dave Buck, and I could see why. You will be able to see why if you get these in your hands. They handle so great. I mean, these cards just like fall into one another. They have a beautiful, gorgeous designs. So much that you could do with these cards. On the face, they have like an eggshell off-white. The aces just kind of pop. Look at that ace of spades. Very beautiful. Looks very awesome. And let me just see if I could pull out the jokers for you really quick. We have the hawk for one of them. And we have this giant buck deer for the second joker. Beautiful deck of cards. Great borderless design. You cannot go wrong with these. They just have that feeling of class. Just sharp cards. And so, there you have it. My sixth honorable mention, the plaid playing cards by Art of Play, Dan and Dave. Alright guys, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that. My little addendum to the top 10 borderless decks. Don't forget to run over and subscribe to Craig Rockanova. And what a great last name, right? Rockanova. That is just a great last name. I have to say. Don't forget to run over, subscribe to him, check out his videos, especially his most recent deck collection video. Guys, you won't be disappointed. Let him know I sent you. Guys, have a great rest of your day. God bless.